What is up, guys? I'm back with another Dark Magician video. This video I will be explaining the gameplay more in depth because a lot of you guys in the comments have been requesting this, that I give you guys my thought process behind every play. And I've got a few replays for you where I try to show all the different combos, where I show how to win with using Dark Magician Girl and the bond between teacher and students, where I also just like to showcase how I can win with just a basic combo by banishing Dark Magician Circle, or where you can use your Ebon Illusion Magician with the Oracle Mahad. And also I have a duel where I bricked really hard and showed how to actually come back from that. So that if you brick, it's actually still doable to win and you shouldn't just instantly surrender. I do want to also give you guys an update on the giveaway. In case some of you guys haven't seen it in my last video, I will be giving away the 3 Yu-Gi-Oh cards on the 1st of March on my Twitch channel. So I wasn't sure if you guys already knew that I was gonna go live on the 1st of March. So I just want to make sure that on the 1st of March, I will be doing my first live stream and I will probably give away the 3 cards then. So if you want to make sure you have a chance to win, make sure to be there the 1st of March. A link will be in the description where you can follow my Twitch account to see where I'm going live. And I will be giving more updates as to exactly when I'm going live, like at what time. Okay, enough of this talking. Let's get into the deck. The deck is very similar. There's like nothing I really changed, but I did get a few questions about substitution cards. So basically, I've been saying how important Maxi is, Ash Blossom, and Called by the Grave, right? But I've read in the comments, some of you guys still don't own any of these cards. Well, I have a very nice tab for you guys. I'm gonna put myself a little bit smaller. Well, this is actually way too small. Wait. I'm gonna put myself on the other side. There we go. Okay. So basically, these are all the different cook cards you can use. I've put them all in a tab. And if you see any of these, you can use them. So, in my free-to-play version, I was playing 3 Book of Moons. This card is really decent and is more like a skill drain substitute. So basically, when your opponent special summons a monster or wants to start that combo, you can just flip them down with Book of Moon. Very, very nice. It isn't as strong as skill drain, obviously, but if you don't have skill drains, Book of Moon will do. If you're lacking Ash Blossoms, you don't want to replace them with Book of Moons because they don't serve the same effect. It's a hand trap. So what you want to use are things like Impermanences, Effect Veilers, Skullmeisters. So, or actually, you can also use the Psyframe Gerigama. I don't recommend using this in this deck per se, but it is definitely not bad. So basically, if you have any of the hand traps, if you don't have any of the hand traps, for example, you only have 1 Maxi or 1 Ash Blossom, I recommend them being your first craft. But if you don't have them, replace them with the other hand traps that I show here. And if you don't have the skill drains, first of all, if you don't have the skill drains, replace them with Impermanences. And if you don't have the Impermanences, replace them with Book of Moons. Let me see. Is there other cards? Also, the Solemn Judgments. Like, I would maybe even try out 3 Solemn Judgments if I owned it and remove the Torrential Tribute, but I find Torrential Tribute really strong. So if you don't have a Solemn Judgment, you can put in a third Torrential Tribute, but it would surprise me because he is with the bundle. So yeah. The Call by the Grave is going to be a little bit harder to replace because this is a very important card to make sure you get your combos off. This basically means your opponent cannot cook you. You can just draw, you can search, you can use your Magician's Rod effect, and also you can banish, excuse me, you can banish a monster in their grave to negate their effect, which is also really, really, really helpful. So I do recommend having these two. As for things like Zeus, this card doesn't get used a lot. But it is just a staple in every single deck. Same with Access Code Talker. I'm gonna have to be honest here. You probably use Access Code Talker 1 in every 5 duels, and I probably use Zeus in 1 every 10 duels. So if you don't have them, it is fine. You can still climb with this deck. It's just like sometimes you just need them to have this extra little push to win. But you definitely don't need them for the consistency. It's basically just in some matchups you just need that extra little push to win, and then you can have them. But like I said, 1 in 5 duels, 1 in 10 duels. Like you can't even compare it with like something like Upstart Gobbling, which is really important. So people have been asking what I would use to replace Upstart Gobbling. But the thing is, this card, like these 3 cards, basically make this deck from Plat 5 worthy to Plat 1 worthy, because this card synergizes so well with Soul Servant, so well with Dark Magician's Circle. It is super strong also when you're bricking. Like this basically means you can draw with your Soul Servant your first turn, which is really nice. And this also means your deck is 3 cards smaller, so it is less likely that you're gonna brick. So this is really nice. I do recommend having 3 of these. That does it for the deck list, I think. Let's head into the replay. See you guys soon. Peace. Okay, so basically, starting off this game, horrible opening hand. I draw 2 bricks. Basically, this means -2 cards. Now, how do I salvage this hand? What can I possibly get to salvage this hand to make these 2 cards useful and get them in the grave? So my plan is use my Dark Magician's Circle to try and find a Soul Servant or a Rod. So basically, I can get a free card. But more importantly, with the Dark Magician's Circle, I place to the top of my deck a Magician's Rod. So the thing is, I can actually get my Magician's Rod to the field and I have to think of my outs, and that is fusion, because otherwise these 2 cards are useless. I can't use them. That's why I have to use Magician's Rod. There's like a lot of different combos you can do with this deck, but you have to look at your hand. So for example, you can think like, oh, I have bond between teacher and student, but you already have Dark Magician Girl in your hand. So for example, if I would have, I wouldn't have Magician's Rod, but I would have Magician's Soul. And I don't have Magician's Dark Magician Girl. What I can do is, oh, I want to summon a Dark Magician, use bond between teacher and student, and then summon Dark Magician Girl from the field and put down a Dark Burning attack. But because my hand is different, I choose another option, which is fusion. So first I go for the link summoning, because also 2 reasons. This puts an extra spellcaster to my grave. And also to my field, because if I fusion summon using the Rod, I'm left with 1 less spellcaster. But basically, what I want to do is during my opponent's turn, I want to activate my Magician's Rod in the grave, and I have to tribute 1 spellcaster, which is the Artemis. But now I realized, how many spellcasters do I have in the grave? This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 spellcasters in the grave. What does that mean? Verta Anaconda into Magicalized Fusion into summoning Quintet Magician. Basically, instant free win. Bye-bye, you're gone. Cannot be destroyed by card effects. Cannot be tributed. This is basically GG unless he can swing over it. And as you can see, our opening hand was horrible. Horrible. And of course, he didn't one-shot us in 1 turn, but a lot of decks don't one-shot you in 1 turn. We managed to summon our Quintet Magician, free win. But again, you have to think about all these options. And if I didn't link the Artemis, I would have had 4 spellcasters in the grave. That's why I thought, if I link the Magician's Rod, this is good for 2 reasons. I can get it back from the graveyard to my hand by tributing the Artemis, and I have the option to go into Quintet Magician, and I chose to go into Quintet Magician. I did think about this. I wasn't sure if Quintet Magician was the play here, but then I thought, okay, what can he possibly have to destroy this? And as you can see, he tried to tribute summon it with a Kaiju, but you can't. This card cannot be tribute summoned. And basically, this is a 4,500 beater that cannot be destroyed by card effects and can be tributed. So what is he like realistically gonna do? Just attack him and he's just gonna die. So basically, from an unwinnable opening hand, this turned out to be a free win. Just like that. Free win, baby. Let's head into the next duel. Let's go. Alright, next duel. Let's get it. Not sure what my opponent is. Okay. This time, I actually have a pretty decent opening hand. I have my Upstart Goblin plus Soul Servant combo, which I now know doesn't work with Palladium or Oracle Mahad, which I'm very grateful for that I know that now. The only downside is I have Dark Magician Girl in my hand. Not optimal, but I mean, I'll take it. So, for example, if I didn't have the Dark Magician Girl in my hand, a play would be Huge Magician Souls to special summon a Dark Magician, then use Upstart Goblin and Soul Servant to get Bomb between Teacher and Student, summon Dark Magician Girl from the deck, and place a Dark Bending attack. This is an option. But because I have Dark Magician Girl in my hand, I don't want to do this. So I have to think of another combo. First, I go for the Soul Servant play. And let's see what I get. I think I get a Rod. Yeah, I get a Rod. I would have really liked to get the Oracle Mahad, but because someone told me in the comments, I'm really grateful. Thank you for letting me know. But because it says draw one card, then your opponent gains 1,000 life points, apparently you cannot summon the Oracle Mahad. I'm not even sure how that works, but that is a reason. Basically, I get my Magician's Salvation, and this is just the basic combo. You're not doing anything fancy, you're just gonna go into your basic Dark Magician, Summon, Banish. That's it. And right now, because he's using Maxi, I only special summon once. Usually what I would have wanted to do was special summon Dark Magician, Banish, then link summon Dark Magician away, and link summon the Magician's Rod away. I could have even went into Verte Anaconda if I wanted to. I don't think I would have wanted that, but that's all options. But because he uses Maxi, I only want to give him one draw. I'm not doing anything. Okay. Very standard so far. But this is a different combo. I'm not going into anything fancy. Like last duel. This is just a basic Magician's Salvation, Eternal Soul, Dark Magician's Circle. Now, I have to admit, like, I don't know what it is with people in fucking Plat that haven't played against Dark Magician, but why is he trying to destroy my attack position monsters? Like, it blows my mind how people still don't know how to play against Dark Magician. It's like a no-brainer to clear the back row. I just pop my Eternal Soul, and my Dark Magician doesn't even get destroyed. And this was actually a mistake. I should have let my Dark Magician get destroyed, because right now I cannot banish the Block Dragon. And now I realize, I'm playing against Emancipator, which is a really, really, really strong deck. I think it's tier 2. It's like the third strongest deck in the game right now. So this is a very strong deck. I do have to say my opponent did misplay, of course. He should have destroyed my back row. Because it, like, if I had let my Dark Magician die, he would have summoned Block Dragon. I could have banished it instantly. Game over. Done. You lost. But it was my bad. I didn't realize what deck I was playing against. So I thought, I want to keep my Dark Magician alive. Because I thought maybe he has another clear or whatever. So yeah, that was my mistake, 100%. I should have let my Dark Magician die so I can resummon it. Because right now he can use Block Dragon's effect to draw 3 cards. So again, I'm making misplays as well. I thought I was being fancy, I wasn't. Okay. Now, even worse. Even worse. He tries to... he summons his Emancipator. And I try to banish it with Dark Magician. But it gets called by the grave. Now, you would think, holy moly, you are in big trouble, right? Torrential Tribute. Saves me once again. Problem is, Blood Dragon is back, baby. Now, this is a really, really bad spot, right? I have no Dark Magician in the grave. I have my backline combo set up, but that's it. So yeah. Oh, now I actually realize why I wanted to destroy my attack position monsters, which is still a dumb idea. He just wanted to destroy my Dark Magician and then call by the grave it, so it gets banished. I mean, it is a plan, but it's just not a good plan. Okay, so basically now, yeah, I'm just in full survival mode. Can't do much. I have a brick in my hand, and yeah, that's it. Of course, he used a lot of cards, and my Torrential Tribute cleared a lot of his cards. So he only has the Block Dragon, and if this gets destroyed, he can refill his hand. So I don't want to destroy it just now. If I'm gonna destroy it, I want to banish it. Now, I use my Soul Servant to get my one out, and maybe it's just something very simple. Like, I could have used my, what's his name? Yeah, my Magician's Soul to special summon it to the field and then remove cards. But I just want to show you guys very basically, I just give my Dark Magician to my hand, I special summon. I don't even need to special summon, he knows he lost. That's it. It's that simple. This is just the uber basic combo. So you guys understand, this is just very basic. This is like no fancy play needed. It's just a basic Dark Magician deck. No fusion summons, no fancy link summons. That's it. Let's head into the next duel. Alright, let's see what deck I was playing against here. Again, does this look like a very good opening hand? My answer would be no, especially when going second. So if I went first, I could have said Torrential Tribute, Skill Drain, and I could have negated most of what he was trying to do, unless he has a Harpy Feather Duster, of course. Going second, this is a pretty bad hand. I could him with Ash Blossom. Again, Ash Blossom saving me on turn 2. And this is his first turn. This isn't the most powerful turn, but it's definitely strong enough, as you will see. I don't know if you guys have played against this deck, but if you look at my opening hand, it's just not very strong. If I had a way to special summon my Dark Magician, it would be a lot stronger, because then I can use Bomb between Teacher and Student. So my main priority here is to get my Dark Magician to the field. But obviously you can't get everything you want. This is a very annoying deck to face, by the way. This is very annoying. Okay, I'm using Torrential Tribute. Again. And now you're asking, why didn't you flip up Skill Drain? I could have negated the frog's effect. Well, I'm glad you asked. Because one of my outs is drawing Magician's Rod. And if I have a Skill Drain on the field, I cannot use my Magician's Rod. So basically, I'm willing to let him do his thing, in the hope that it's not that dangerous, and then I can use my Magician's Rod. And as soon as I think, okay, this is getting too dangerous, I'm flipping up Skill Drain. But I want to flip this up as late as possible. So yeah, then I see this card, reach battle, it's completely fine, end phase. I took 2,200 damage just because I wanted to be able to play Magician's Rod if I could, if it was available. Now I get the Star Goblin. Okay, now I see him using his effect. I'm like, okay, I don't have a Magician's Rod. I can negate it. Upstart Goblin, and look at that. Imagine if that Upstart Goblin was a card like another Torrential Tribute or Eye of Timaeus or whatever. I would have lost the duel because this would have come one turn too late. Now it's very easy. Let's be real. I summon Dark Magician from my deck. I summon Dark Magician Girl and Dark Burning attack. I try to destroy his monsters. He uses his effect in the grave. I cancel my attack. And I flip my on button on. It's not an auto, it's an on, because when he draws, I instantly wipe his board. Game over. I have 2 monsters in the field. I have skill drain. Nothing you can do. Done. Again, not very great opening hand. Still won. Again. Not a great opening hand, but would you look at that? I have my 2 cards to negate my opponent's full combo. So, I can negate it. Or actually, he has a call by the grave. I can't. That showcases how strong this card is. Basically, my Ash Blossom did nothing. I'm playing against Sky Striker, and would you look at that? Another top tier deck that I'm playing against with Dark Magician. My odds should be like not in my favor. If you would ask anyone, they would say Sky Striker is a very strong deck and would probably beat Dark Magician, right? And especially with this opening hand, what am I realistically gonna do? So I know Sky Strikers, they like to special summon. So I use my Maxi preemptively, draw a card. Because the problem is, if you don't use your Maxi here preemptively, he can summon and you won't get an interval where you can use your Maxi and he will link summon and it will be too late. So I really wanted to draw a card because my hand is just full of bricks. Now, would you look at that? Because I played it well with my Maxi, I draw a Magician's Soul and I get rewarded. Now, I can send my Dark Magician to the grave. Ooh, this is really bad. This is turning really bad. I actually just helped him. So basically what he does is he special summons my Dark Magician to his side of the field. And my Magician's Soul did nothing. So a lot of people would think here, okay, this is lost. Surrender, next. The thing is, Soul Servant also draws you a card when the Magician is just on the field. So it doesn't matter which side. So, this time I think, I go to another combo. My Paladin Oracle Mahad. Because when this attacks, it doubles its attack against a Dark Monster. And what is Dark Magician? A Dark Monster. And what is my priority? Get this card back to the grave. Because I need this card in the grave to special summon it. Destroy it. That's why I focused this card. Because I really wanted to get to the grave. He tries to destroy my back row. He fails to guess. I would have always banished this, by the way. So basically, what this card does is really annoying. If I want to destroy this, banish this with Call by the Grave first. Because if I destroy this, this will special summon back to the field. And then he can special summon again. So always try to Call by the Grave this card. It's really annoying. This doesn't seem like an ideal scenario, does it? But now, because I use my Oracle Mahad, I can actually special summon a Dark Magician from my deck. Again, don't get me wrong, this is not a great scenario, but I'm surviving. Because all these opening hands were pretty bad. Skill Drain, negate. And yeah. He destroys my Dark Magician with Raigeki, and okay. Basically, I am left against a Sky Striker player, which is a top tier deck, with just Skill Drain. That's it. Again, Upstart Goblin. Imagine if this was any other card. Then I wouldn't have drawn my Ash Blossom, which saves me a X-fucking-D. Let's go. Doesn't do anything. I just take the 1500. Because Sky Striker is like not a bursty deck. They're very consistent, but they don't nuke you on one turn. They usually take like 4 or 5 turns. Now, the problem here is I can't use my Magician's Rod's effect because of Skill Drain. But because it's a 1600 beater, I can still destroy his monster. But again, this is all due to the fact that my opening hand is bad, and I'm still surviving against a top tier deck. And right now he doesn't have a lot to do anymore. Try to destroy. In the moment I saw that he's using Maxi as a defensive monster, I knew, okay, he's in big trouble. End phase. You can see how powerful the skill drain is. It's so insanely powerful. Also, a thing I want to say, because he was setting Maxi, I already assumed he would have another one in the hand. Because why wouldn't you just take the 1600 damage if you don't have 2 Maxis in your hand? Because it's way more useful for him to draw a card than to prevent 1600 damage. Okay, I negate it. I don't want to let him draw anything because he stopped decking and he surrenders because he knows he has nothing left. So I just want to have you guys see these replays. They're very basic, but I've been getting a lot of comments like, oh, what do you do when you get bad opening hands? And oh, these top decks are beating me and they're clapping my ass cheeks. No, your ass cheeks no longer need to be clapped. I'm here to prevent those things from happening. Just be clear-minded and try to look for other options. Because like you saw with the Quintet Magician, very bad opening hand. I used the Palladium. I was playing against a Sky Striker who stole my Dark Magician. Like, these games were all horrible for me in the start. And I still won all of them. And I think I went on like a 6 or 7 win spree before losing. I'm not even sure against what deck it was. But whatever. I just want to give you guys this information. Let me know in the comments if you guys like this commentary on it and if you would like to see more of it. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys again for all the support. Have a blessed day. Peace.